Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. And my name is Tatiana, and I'm your mindfulness coach here at Mindfulness Studio at CLC. Thank you for joining us this wonderful morning where we all together here are practicing kind of new approach to life, which is mindfulness approach to life. And let's talk about it, let's practice it, because practice is the most important thing when you want to achieve greatness in any skills. So we practice, we make it a habit, and then we start seeing how the mindfulness are becoming a big part of our life and how it improves our life and makes us happier, more aware, balanced, and grounded. So let's start from talking about mindfulness. And for our current viewers, for our regular viewers, for our regular participant, and for those of you who are joining today for the first time, I would like to address this idea of mindfulness and why we want to make a mindfulness approach a huge part of our life. So with mindfulness, we are practicing the different way of living, where we are not as reactive to our thoughts, to our external triggers, to something happening externally in our environment. We are practicing more responsive way to living. So we becoming like we are standing into meta position where we are kind of being aware of what's going on with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our ideas that we are creating for ourselves. We also kind of learning about our actions, how we are behaving, so about our behavior, and without assessing it, without judging it, without making certain judgmental creating some judgmental thoughts and ideas. We are just studying it, learning, accepting, being kind to ourselves, and we are then letting go of things that we are not needed in our life, that are not serving us in our life. And we are focusing more of the current state, and we know that no matter how much money we get in our life, how much attention we get in our life, how much experience we get, without appreciating the current moment of our life, without actually appreciating the life that we are living, those things are not making us happy. And that's been a practice of most experience of most successful people in our earth where we live, and they shared with us their experience, saying that we've been reaching a lot of successful stages in our life that are related to money, that are related to fame and all other things, but they shared with us that it doesn't make them any happier in most of the time. And what makes us happy is that we can actually appreciate the moment of our life, and even small things can make us happier, even in the moments when we struggle a lot. So that's what we kind of learning here, trying to practice and trying to bring into our life. And I hope we all are getting successful in this. And success is in actually practicing it. And if we're talking about practice, I've got some of the comments where people were saying that, okay, I know that practice is a very important thing, not just with mindfulness approach, but with everything in life, with every skills that you want to learn in your life. And sometimes people are getting into the point where they think like they need to practice it every day, and without everyday practice, they won't get any success. And this is not true, so don't be too idealistic about this. If you can practice something just one time a week, this is also good. One time in 2 weeks, even when you're just starting, it's also good. So if you're practicing something every day, we'll call it high frequency practices or high frequency things that you are doing, high frequency process. If you are practicing something once a week, once in 2 weeks, it's more like a low frequency process, and it can change in your life. So when you have more time, when you have more desire, when you have more need to practice it on a daily basis, you will do it. Just not judge yourself. Remember about this very important principle, being not judgmental. Do not judge yourself and see where practice can be fitted in your life. So for example, if you are joining us every Monday and do a little bit of a practice today, that's great. Try to add another 5 minutes in a day or another 5 minutes every other day. That's fantastic. That is such a great job you are doing, and you just keep doing this. And if you stop doing it for a day or a week, do not judge, accept, see the process, how it is going. Let go of any judgmental thoughts, let go of any ideas that distract you, and just come back to your practice. And it works with mindfulness approach, it works with everything in your life. If you are following our other program that our coach Daniel is doing, so if you are trying to make training a big part of your life and you stopped training for a week for some reason, for example, recently it's been too cold in Columbus. People stopped all their activities because it was freezing. So just go back to your regular practice. Start from small steps. Start from 1 day a week, then at another one and another one. Just come back to what you've been doing. Come back to what that been bringing you happiness, what been bringing you good feelings, what made you happy, what made you active, proactive, productive, and efficient. So keep practicing your good practice. And continuing talking about mindfulness, I want to ask you a question that I've been asking for quite a few programs so far. And this is a question that can help us assess our focus. So comment below and comment below an answer to this question. So while you are hearing what I've been talking so far for the last 8 to 10 minutes, try to answer the question of, while you were listening to me, were you completely present, and what were you completely aware of what I've been talking about? And comment with a plus, yes, I've been listening 100%, 90%, so, but I've been quite present and listening to what I've been talking about. And comment with the minus sign, meaning that you were somewhere but not here. And this will give me an idea, you an idea of where your focus is. So this is a very important question that you can ask yourself before the things, very important things you are doing. Before the lecture, before your class at school, especially with the things happening in Zoom right now. So before your class, you just ask yourself, okay, or after 10 minutes in a class, you ask yourself, okay, where my focus is? Is my focus here now with the coach, with the lecture, with the audience, with something that I'm doing, with my project, with what I'm reading, or my focus is somewhere else and my focus is not present here right now? So this is an assessment. It's not a thing that to judge yourself. It's not the thing to think about and start like, I cannot come, and start developing this thought, thinking like I cannot concentrate, I'm doing something wrong, or it doesn't work, I cannot concentrate, I will just stop everything completely. No, this is an assessment tool. And if you are focused and completely present, that's great. That means that you can just continue with what you are doing. If you are struggling with your focus and it's hard to concentrate, here's the practice that you can do at any point in your day, at any point in your week, at any point in your meeting, in your activity where you are losing your concentration. 3 steps that I've been talking about in our previous programs, we'll practice it right now. So 3 steps. First, we find ourselves in our environment in a comfortable position, and remember, you can be seated, you can stand up, you can lay down, but the most laying down is not the best approach. So the best one is to find yourself comfortable in your sitting position, and your sitting position should be the translation of your sitting position should mean that you are like an awakened mountain, we can say. So you are relaxed but fully concentrated. You are not too relaxed, like sitting in this position. You feel comfortable, you are strong, you are focused, you are present, but at the same time not tensed. Your muscles are not very tensed and flexed. Your muscles are relaxed, but you are present, you are concentrated. This is the translation of our position. So your spine is straight, your shoulders are down, your chest is open, and you are sitting in the straight, awakened, and but relaxed position. And our first step is to bring all our attention in our breathing. So you'll inhale fully, and all your focus is in your breathing. You inhale, make this full big breath in, and you are exhaling, breathing out, and all your focus is on your breathing. And the next step is to bring all our focus into our body, and we are moving our focus into our spine, our lower back, the core of all things happening in our body. And this is the most tense area where you may feel a lot of tension. So what we are doing is we are bringing all the focus into this area, and with the next breath we are taking a big breath in, and when we are exhaling, we just releasing all the tension and letting go of all the tension happening in our body, in our lower back. We are exhaling all the tension, letting it go away, and we feel more relaxed. We feel balanced, we feel whole, the wholeness of our body and mind. And the next step is we are asking ourselves a question. After bringing all the focus into our body, into our breath, we become more focused. Mind can be wandering, we are just noticing it and letting go of all the thoughts. And we are asking ourselves a question. What is the most important thing for me right now? What is the most important thing is going to be for me right now, or in the next hour, next 2 hours, if you have a longer class? So right now you might ask, if you want to concentrate on our practice, on our session today, you are asking yourself a question. So what is going to be the most important thing for me in the next 30 to 40 minutes? And you may feel that the answer you will give yourself is, of course, if you are present here in our session, the answer is going to be, if you want to get some useful information, something from this session, the answer is going to be this activity that I'm doing right now is going to be the most important one for me. So let's do it one more time and see if our focus is going to be improving. We take a big breath in. All the focus is on our breath, and breathe out. We are moving all our focus into our body, in our lower body area, taking full breath in and breathing out all the tension from our lower back, from our body. You can open your eyes now if they were closed, or keep them closed, and ask yourself, what is going to be important for me for the next 30 to 40 minutes? So you can feel that this is a great practice before or during the activity that is going to be very important for you. In a lot of companies, we have this list of 500 biggest companies according to Forbes magazine. In a lot of companies, mindfulness-based approach to doing things is implemented in those companies. So before the most important meetings, people are practicing these 3 steps. It was taken from the Google course. Google developed a course that's called Assess Yourself, and this approach, this short practice, is it's part of the practice through this course. Okay, let me talk as well about questions I've been getting about what we are doing here. So one of the questions was a connection between mindfulness and mental health diseases, mental health problems that people are having. So how mindfulness approach, how mindfulness practice can be fitted, or how mental health problems and mindfulness are working together. So mindfulness approach was created in the clinical settings. So this approach was created to help patients deal with stress. So those patients were the one that suffered from very dangerous chronic diseases in any kind. So you know that our health is the most important thing for us, and if you are suffering, struggling with your health, and those diseases are very high risk, you can think of cancer of any type. You can, right now, it's in a pandemic time, it can be a COVID problems and our health affected by this disease. So originally, mindfulness based approach was developed for those patients, and this approach helped them substantially improve their health, and also the nervous system, the approach to dealing with these problems, with the stressful situations. And then later, this approach, because it showed high number of improvements, the high improvement rate, it's been taken to our life, to our regular life, and helping us to deal with other stressful situations. So if we are talking about mental health problems, mindfulness approach also showed its effectiveness dealing with the depression, with depressive thoughts, with anxiety disorders, with even with the bipolar disorders. So mindfulness-based approach was very helpful in dealing with this situation. Of course, it's not a panacea, it's not a magical pill that can help you to deal with mental disorders. If you have those type of disorders, or you are struggling with your mental health, of course the best approach is to go through a therapy, the specific therapy, and then incorporate mindfulness practices and learn this skill of living a mindfulness life. So the kind of idea that are closer to this related to any other diseases. For example, if you are a if you have a diabetes, you need an insulin and you cannot live without insulin. So insulin is your pill, so that helps you deal with the diabetes. But exercises, good diet, eating right, this is a skill. This is an approach that help you improve your health. This is how it works as well with mindfulness. So you go through a therapy, you do all the things with the therapist to work on your mental health problems, and then you incorporate mindfulness skills in order to improve your life, in order to help yourself on a daily basis, on a weekly basis in your life, to live this mindful life, to become happier, to become more aware, to become balanced, and not be triggered with your thoughts, with your external things that can trigger all the problems with your mental health. So I hope that helped, and I hoped you kind of understood how mindfulness can be fitted in those type of situations. Another important question that's been asked a lot of time is how I can incorporate mindfulness in my my daily working activities. And this is very important question, because work is a huge part of our life, and work is where we can practice mindfulness and its fullest potential. So people were asking, I'm working, but I'm not present in my work. My thoughts are always everywhere. I'm thinking, so I'm doing things, I'm working or studying, if studying is a big part of your life, and it's hard for me to concentrate, it's hard for me to be fully present in what I'm doing. And my answer to this question is following. So there are also 3 steps to approach to bring mindfulness into your work. And first step is practice mindfulness, practice meditation, practice concentration, practice what we are doing here with breathing, following our breath, focusing on our body, just learning this skill of being present, being aware in a not judgmental way. The more you practice, the better this skill got in your into you, and the better you can practice it in your daily activity. Another thing here to mention is that if you are noticing yourself struggling with the focus, struggling with bringing all your attention into the work you are doing, into your studying, into your work, into anything you are doing and anything that is important for you, the great thing to notice here is that you are aware of this process happening. You are aware of the thing that you are losing your focus. So this is a wonderful thing happening, that you are being aware of not being able to focus 100%. Once you know this, you then can deal with this. And next 2 steps that are more practical is you want to exercise time management, and you want to exercise a discipline. So discipline and time management is the can sound like an obvious thing, but very important thing in bringing focus into your working experience. So when we talk about time management, think about this. We all live in a very multitasking environment. So we need to have a lot of things sometimes at once, or we are having a lot of projects. Even myself, working at CLC, I'm doing different types of projects, and it's very important for me to do them efficiently, to be productive. So what helped me is a time management. That's why I'm sharing it with you. So time management can be exercised through allotting different slots for different activities, for different projects. So I'm kind of giving myself a time. Sometimes I'm working in a slot of 20 minutes, sometimes, and having a short rest after, and then another 20 minutes. Another time I'm giving myself like 40 to 45 minutes time, fully concentrated on the project, on the activity I'm doing. And I'm not doing anything but concentrating on this activity, on this project. Then I can have a break, and if I finished, I will switch to another activity. If I'm not finished and the activity or project ask me to spend more time, I will have several slots, 20 to 40 minute slot with a short break in between. For example, I do 2 or 3 slots like this, and then I will have a longer break. And if I'm finished, I will do a longer break and switch to another activity. What discipline is? The discipline is when you are working on your specific activity, specific project, and you are allocating time for this. While you're working, you may start working, and you may notice that your mind, then your thoughts are coming into your space, and you start thinking about different other things, but not about what you are doing. And here comes the practice that we are doing. So you know that the practice we've been doing with following our breath. So we are sitting here, we are following our breath, and once different thoughts comes up, we are noticing them, kindly saying to ourselves that it's okay, I see myself thinking. We are accepting it. We are kindly accepting it, and we are letting them go. And we are moving back to what we've been doing. The more you practice it, the shorter this process becomes. So you will notice yourself just being distracted. Accept it, do not judge, kindly accept, let those thoughts go, and go back to what you've been doing. This is very important. That's why we are practicing this thing that can be seen as a very unnecessary thing, like why we are just sitting here following our breath. We are training our mind to have this skill of seeing ourselves being distracted, kindly accepting it, not judging, patiently maybe waiting for this thought to go away, and we let it go away. And now I'm kind of connecting it to your daily life. While you are doing your homework, being present in your lecture, doing your work, sitting in the meeting, playing with your kids, working at home, anywhere the task requires you to focus, you can take this practice, our mindfulness practice, into this process and exercise it. And it's substantially will improve your focus. So the idea is not get rid of our thoughts, but to understand that we are not our thoughts. Our thoughts is just a specific quality of our brain. We will always, in our mind, we will always have our thoughts, our ideas coming in and going out, coming in and going out. The idea is to understand that we are not our thoughts. We are much bigger. We can see them, we can be aware of their thinking process, and if we are not needed it right now, if we need to be more focused, we'll just let them go and we'll come back to the things we are doing. And that's how we can improve our productivity, improve our effectiveness. And the most important thing, if you think about this, one of the most important thing is to not just finish what you are doing, but we finish it with less mistakes and with less things that you can correct after. So you want to single task in your multitasking environment. You want to focus on your single task, do it with less mistake, do it with all your awareness, with all your focus, so you can switch to another task and you will not spending time to correcting your mistake when you are doing several things at one time. So this was my kind of talking practice, kind of a little bit of advice for you to think about, and to think about how practicing more frequently can improve your everyday life. And I want to provide you some homework where you can practice our short practice that we've done today. Try to notice where you got distracted. Try to notice when your focus is going away. Do this short practice that can be done in 3 minutes. So first step is to just take a fully aware breath in, breathe out. Next step is to bring all your focus into your body. And when you feel yourself balanced and grounded and focused on your breath and on your body, ask yourself, what is the most important thing for me right now or in next 1 or 2 hours? And bring all your attention into the things that is most important for you right now or in coming hours. And if you are not able to do it every time you got distracted, notice this. Learn yourself, know yourself better so you can work with yourself. We're all different. The best thing is to know who we are, how we operate, how we function, so we can improve it, so we can work with it. Or if something happens, we know that this is the process, I want to learn it, I want to understand my behavior, so I can work with it later. And we are always here for you to talk, to listen, to share, and please share with us, talk with us, come to see our programs, come to see what we are offering. So we are so happy to be helpful, to be productive for you, to bring all our experience and knowledge for you. And most important thing we believe is to develop our relationship with you, to listen to you, to understand what you are going through, and to be able to help you. So I hope this session was helpful in some ways. Comment below any ideas, any concerns, anything you want to share. Come to our programs, and thank you very much for supporting us, for joining us, and I'll see you in a week, next Monday, for another wonderful session, practice, and idea sharing here in our mindfulness studio at CLC. I'm wishing you a great week, a great day. I hope we started it on a very good note, on a very happy note, on a mindful note, and we'll continue executing it, and we'll continue living this way. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate all of you. Bye bye.